Every great achievement you have ever dreamed of is waiting on the other side of your own mind. But here's the truth: most people never reach it, not because they lack talent, not because they lack opportunity, but because they are prisoners of their own negative thinking. Your doubts, your fears, your excuses, these are silent thieves that rob you of success before you even begin. Today, I will show you how to kill those destructive thoughts, bury them for good, and replace them with the mental power that turns ordinary people into unstoppable winners. Starve the mind of doubt. Feed it with definite purpose. That, my friend, is the first commandment for anyone determined to rise above the ordinary. Doubt is like a parasite. It survives only when you keep feeding it with indecision, hesitation, and fear. The moment you stop giving it attention, it begins to die. But starving doubt is not enough. You must replace it with something so powerful, so consuming, that there's no room left for it to survive. That something is a definite purpose, a burning desire so strong that it drives every thought, every action, and every heartbeat toward one clear destination. Think for a moment about the people who have changed the course of history, who built empires, who turned failure into fortune. Every single one of them had one thing in common: they knew exactly what they wanted. They were not wandering around, hoping life would hand them a miracle. No, they had a purpose so definite that it drowned out every whisper of doubt. When your mind is filled with a clear purpose, there is no space left for the weeds of negativity to grow. Doubt thrives in a mind that has no direction. The man who does not know what he wants will always find reasons why he can't have it. The man who has a definite goal sees only how he will get it. That is the difference. When you wake up every morning with a goal burning so fiercely in your mind that it feels like oxygen, your energy naturally flows toward action. And action is the enemy of doubt. You must decide right here and now what you want more than anything else, not what society wants for you, not what other people think you should want, but what you truly want so deeply that you're willing to sacrifice for it, fight for it, and refuse to quit no matter how many times you fail. Because when your mind is consumed with such a purpose, doubt has no air to breathe. It cannot survive in a mind that is too busy building, creating, and moving forward. When a man drifts through life without purpose, every challenge feels like a reason to quit. But when he has a clear purpose, every obstacle becomes just another step on the path. That's the secret. You must be so definite about what you want that even failure cannot make you question yourself. You may fall, yes, but you will fall forward, still facing your goal. So I ask you now, what is the one thing you want above everything else? Picture it so clearly that you can see it, feel it, touch it in your mind. Then, write it down. Read it every morning. Carry it with you. Let it live in your thoughts day and night until it becomes an obsession. And when it does, you will notice something remarkable. Your doubts will grow weaker, your fears will shrink, and your confidence will rise like a storm that nothing can stop. The mind cannot serve two masters. It will either feed on doubt or it will feed on purpose. Choose wisely, because the one you feed will determine the life you live. Now tell me, which will you choose to feed starting today? The mind is a fertile field, and whatever seeds you plant in it will grow. Plant fear, doubt, and failure, and you will harvest misery. Plant faith, courage, and determination, and you will harvest success. But here's the truth most people never understand. You are planting seeds every single moment of your life through your thoughts. Every time you allow a negative thought to take root, you are giving it permission to grow stronger. And it will. Because the mind does not question what you feed it. It simply nurtures whatever you plant. That is why you must take complete control of what you allow to live in your mind. The fastest way to kill negativity is to replace it with its direct opposite. Nature abhors a vacuum. If you try to simply remove negative thinking without replacing it with something else, your mind will fill that empty space with more of the same destructive thoughts. You cannot just stop thinking negatively. You must deliberately think positively. Each time a negative thought tries to enter, you must consciously force its opposite into your mind. When the thought comes, "I can't do this," you must immediately say, "I can and I will." When your mind whispers, "This is impossible," you replace it with, "Everything is possible for the one who refuses to quit." At first, this will feel unnatural. Your mind has been trained for years to believe in failure, to expect disappointment, to accept defeat as inevitable. But understand this, the mind is like clay. It can be reshaped. The more you repeat these positive replacements, the more they sink into your subconscious. And when they do, they will begin to direct your actions automatically. This is not wishful thinking. This is mental training, and just like training your body, it takes repetition and consistency. A man who has spent his whole life doubting himself will not become confident overnight. But if he catches every negative thought and immediately replaces it with its positive opposite, he will in time recondition his mind to believe in his own power. And when the mind believes, action follows. You must guard your thoughts as if your life depends on it, because it does. Every great success begins as a single thought. Every great failure does too. If you do not control your mind, it will be controlled by fear, by old habits, by the opinions of others, and you will live a life far below your true potential. But the moment you begin replacing every negative thought with a positive one, you take back command of your destiny. Think about how many opportunities you have lost because of a single negative thought. How many times did you say to yourself, "I'm not ready," or "What if I fail?" And then watch someone else take the chance you should have taken. That hesitation began with a thought, nothing more. But that thought shaped your decision, and your decision shaped your life. Change the thought, and you change everything. Do not allow even one negative idea to stay in your mind. Treat it as an enemy. Attack it instantly with its opposite. Be relentless. Be so consistent that your mind has no choice but to accept this new pattern. And when that happens, when your thoughts become naturally positive, you will notice something extraordinary. Your confidence will grow, your energy will rise, and the world will begin to respond to you differently. The mind cannot serve two masters. It cannot be both fearful and fearless, both doubtful and determined. You must choose which one you will allow to rule you, and you must make that choice every single moment. Feed the positive, starve the negative, and your mind will become the greatest weapon you will ever own. Lincoln lost. Your mind is like a sponge. It absorbs whatever it is surrounded by, whether you are conscious of it or not. If you spend your days around people who complain, who doubt, Lincoln lost, who find fault in every opportunity, you will begin to think the same way without even realizing it. Negativity is contagious. It spreads quietly. Lincoln lost, creeping into your mind through conversations, through habits, through the attitudes of those you allow closest to you. If you want to kill negative thinking, Lincoln lost, you must first stop feeding it with negative company. Look closely at the people you spend the most time with. Are they encouraging you to grow, to dream bigger? Lincoln lost, to act with courage. Or are they always reminding you of your limitations, talking about what can't be done, laughing at the idea of chasing something greater? Lincoln lost. Whether you admit it or not, you are becoming like them. The human mind mirrors its environment. If you keep surrounding yourself with people who are stuck, you will stay stuck too. If you keep listening to conversations filled with doubt, fear, and failure, your mind will reflect those same thoughts back to you. But the opposite is also true. Lincoln positivity is just as contagious as negativity. And when you place yourself in an environment filled with people who believe in themselves, who are chasing goals, Lincoln who refuse to give up, you will feel your own energy change. Their determination will awaken yours. Their belief in possibility will strengthen your own belief. Lincoln lost. Their courage will challenge you to step beyond your comfort zone. This does not mean you have to abandon everyone who doesn't share your vision. Lincoln lost, but it does mean you must be intentional about who you allow to influence your mind. Guard your mental space as if it were gold. Spend more time with those who inspire you. Lincoln lost, even if that means connecting with them through books, speeches, or mentors you have never met in person. Fill your conversations, your thoughts, Lincoln lost, and your daily surroundings with people and ideas that build you up, not tear you down. If you want to change your life, change the energy around you. Go where growth is happening. Talk to people who are building, creating, and achieving. Listen to those who speak about solutions, not just problems. Every word you hear, every attitude you allow near you, is shaping the way you think. If you keep exposing your mind to the right voices, you will begin to think differently. And once you think differently, you will act differently. Even your physical environment plays a role. A cluttered, uninspiring drains your energy. A clean, organized, and purposeful space keeps your mind sharp and focused. The same goes for the information you consume. Stop drowning your mind in constant bad news, gossip, and pointless distractions. Replace it with books that teach, conversations that inspire, and experiences that push you toward your goals. Every great success story begins with a decision to rise above average thinking. Lincoln lost, and that is impossible when you spend your time with people who have accepted average as their destiny. If you want to think like a winner, surround yourself with winners. Lincoln lost. If you want to stay strong when doubt tries to creep back in, place yourself among people whose very presence reminds you of what's possible. Lincoln lost. Your mind will become a reflection of the company you keep and the environment you live in. Choose carefully, because in the end, Lincoln lost, you will either be lifted or dragged down by the influences you allow. If you want to rise higher, you must place yourself among those who are already climbing. Lincoln lost. There is only one cure for fear, doubt, and hesitation: action. You cannot think your way out of negative thinking by sitting still. The mind feeds on motion. Lincoln lost. It responds to what you do. Every time you take a step toward your goal, no matter how small, you are sending a message to your subconscious that you are capable. Lincoln lost. That you are moving forward, that you are not a prisoner of fear. And when you act, even while feeling uncertain, Lincoln lost. You weaken grip of negativity until there's no power left over you. Most people wait for the perfect moment to feel confident before they act, but that moment never comes. Lincoln lost. Confidence does not come first. It is built through action. A man who waits for fear to disappear will wait for the rest of his life. Lincoln lost. While the man who acts in spite of fear soon discovers that fear vanishes the moment he moves. Lincoln lost. The mind cannot hold on to both action and doubt at the same time. When you are busy doing, your thoughts cannot linger on failure. Think of every time you hesitated because of negative thoughts. You sat still overthinking, letting worry grow larger in your mind until it became paralyzing. Lincoln lost, but the instant you finally acted, what happened? The fear shrank. You realized it was not as big as you imagined. Lincoln lost. This is the secret. Negative thinking gains power only when you sit still and feed it with an action. Move and you starve it. Start where you are with what you have. Lincoln lost, and take the next step you can take right now. Do not wait for everything to be perfect. Do not wait until you feel ready. That is the trap that keeps most people stuck in the same place year after year. The truth is, you become ready by starting. Every step forward, no matter how uncertain, builds momentum. And momentum is the enemy of doubt. Each action you take creates a new belief. You make a call. Lincoln lost, and suddenly you believe you are capable of making another. You take one risk, and your mind starts to believe you can take bigger ones. Action builds evidence. Lincoln, your mind begins to trust what you repeatedly prove through results. Slowly. Lincoln lost. You rewrite the story in your head from "I can't" to "I'm already doing it." You must train yourself to move immediately when an idea strikes. Lincoln lost. Before fear has time to talk you out of it. Do not give negative thinking the time it needs to grow. When you act fast, Lincoln bypass the voice of doubt and let your instincts take control. Most opportunities are lost not because people are unqualified, but because they hesitate too long. Action is also the fastest way to change your state of mind. When you feel stuck, frustrated, or overwhelmed, move. Do something. Make the call. Write the plan. Take the first small step. The act of doing shifts your focus from your problems to solutions. Lincoln lost. It breaks the cycle of overthinking and puts your mind to work where it belongs, on progress. The man who takes action, even imperfect action, Lincoln lost, will always outrun the man who waits for perfect circumstances. Negative thinking is powerless against a mind that is too busy moving toward its goals. Lincoln lost. Stop waiting for the right time, the right mood, or the right plan. The right time is now. The first step is the only step you need to take. Lincoln lost because that step will lead to the next, and the next will lead to more. Move first, think second. Lincoln lost, and soon you will discover that action is the most powerful weapon you will ever have against doubt. Every great victory begins in the mind. Lincoln lost, and the battle against negative thinking is the most important one you will ever fight. Doubt, fear, Lincoln lost, and hesitation are nothing more than illusions that grow only when you feed them. Starve them by filling your mind with a definite purpose so strong that nothing else can survive. Replace every destructive thought with its positive opposite until your mind believes only in possibility. Surround yourself with people and environments that lift you higher. Lincoln lost, because you will always rise or fall to the level of those you keep close. And above all, act. Act boldly, act consistently, act even when you are afraid. Lincoln lost because action is the fire that burns away every trace of doubt. The life you want, the success you dream of. Lincoln lost, the person you were meant to become. They are all waiting on the other side of your own thoughts. Control them, master them, and you will master everything else. Lincoln lost. The choice is yours, and it begins the moment you decide to kill your negative thinking and replace it with the unstoppable power of belief and action.